Hi, my name is Jim.
Hey, I'm Rebecca, and this is our mess. We are a family of 6 living in a 36-foot RV while we tame this mess and create a homestead for our family. In our last episode, we told you all how on the last day of August we were able to move our trailer out of the campground so that we did not have to pay any more rent. Well, what we didn't tell you is that we also had 10 loads of dirt delivered so that we had to spread it, and we brought in our big blue container that has all of our household goods. All of it on the last day of August. It was crazy. This is how it went down.
Good morning, people. It's early. I'm not usually up this early. You can see the sun coming up behind me. Well, we got dirt. We got it coming in. Oh, there's the dump truck dumping our first load. We're gonna be doing this whole road. If you look behind me, that's gonna go into the property, and we're gonna put a couple loads in there just to get that wet out of there. And then we're gonna do this road here. All right, we're going to get some more dirt. So I'm in Caleb's truck, and him and his dad are in the dump truck. His dad is a dump truck driver, and he's a heavy equipment operator.
All morning long while I was packing the travel trailer, Jim and Caleb, our neighbor, were hauling dirt and spreading it around so that we could make this road passable. It was a muddy mess from all the rain, and we had to bring in the travel trailer and the big shipping container with all of our stuff.
Gotta get rid of all this mud. Oh yeah. There's still all this water up in here.
Let me just say again, I am so thankful that God gave us the neighbors he did. This was definitely a God thing. Caleb, the heavy equipment driver, just happened to be the person who bought the property behind us. That's a God thing.
We got it unstuck. Thank God. I didn't get it on film though, but we're getting that mud, getting rid of that mud. So yeah, we got this little path is gonna go towards our pad. We're gonna put the RV in, and then it's gonna also go further back into the property where we're gonna eventually put the house. But it's all boggy, so he's putting the dirt down. We had dug a ditch to put the culvert in, but a lot of water came into the hole, and it just muddied it all up. So we got it stuck, but now we got it unstuck, so we're good.
Just before noon, Jim left Caleb behind, still spreading dirt and working on that road so that he could come get all of us on the travel trailer. Grandma and Grandpa were taking care of the kids. I needed to be relieved so that I could go take care of Big Blue, moving our container. I had hired a national transport company to find the equipment and drivers necessary to move Big Blue, our container. We were supposed to meet a crane truck and a flatbed between 1 and 3 p.m. on the last day of August. He sent me a text saying the crane is not going to be able to do this, but he had a different workaround. He was going to send a landau. This is one of those trucks that has a winch on the back that will tilt up the container and drag it up and load it that way. I had already looked at landauls, contacted the driver who dropped it off. They all said the same thing. It's not heavy duty enough. The driver arrived around 5 o'clock, which was 2 hours later than our window. And I'd been with Silvana all day long. She was tired. He was able to back it into position and get it underneath the lip of the truck, but he was not able to use the winch to get it onto the bed. It was too heavy. I went to Lowe's with the baby to try to get some lumber to reduce friction, and by the time I got back, I had figured out a way to use his truck to inch the container onto the bed. It took 3 hours. He was there from 5 o'clock to 6, getting the corner underneath the lip and getting it up enough. Found out around 6:30 that the winch wasn't going to work. And then from 6:30 on until about 9:30 at night, it took him that long to edge the truck and the bed and angle it just so that he basically scooped or scooted this container forward off of our driveway. And then once he had it off our driveway, he had to drop it again in the road so that he could straighten everything out and do the whole process over again to get it on the truck bed square. The driver of the Landau was extremely talented. That's the only reason why this worked. So 9:30 at night, he finally had it loaded, albeit 8 foot of it was hanging off the back of his truck. So I led him, and my dad and his truck followed to make sure nothing happened, and we led him out to Caleb's property. And then began the unloading process. After walking the road of fresh dirt and making sure he wasn't going to get stuck, he came down and swung all the way around in Caleb's property and proceeded to get stuck. It's now after 11 o'clock at night. Rather than call his company, which is 2 hours south of us, he got my dad and Caleb to get their trucks and his chains, and they seesawed this thing back and forth and eventually got him out and were able to help him back all the way into the right spot.
I'm going to tell you, and then you holler at them. Go.
And are we doing gentle?
Yes.
All right.
Nice, steady.
Okay. Hold on. Easy, easy. Gentle, gentle. Go. Down to your right, Caleb.
But it took until midnight to get all of that done. So we've been going from early morning all the way until midnight until it was finally accomplished. I do not recommend buying a container to pack your home into unless it is in a place where it's easy to load onto and it's going someplace that's easy to drop it. Don't do what we did. It didn't work very well.
Welcome to the mess,
Welcome to the mess.
where God takes our mess and makes it his best.
Yes.